When the stakes are high, what really separates the absolute top performers from everybody else? Well, it's not just skill, it's a signal they transmit. And this isn't about motivation or hype. This is about the mental physics of how confidence literally creates reality. Today, we're going to map that signal.
So think about this for a second. You've got two people, right? Same talent, same resources, same skills. One of them just consistently wins, and the other one doesn't. The difference isn't what's on their resume. It's an invisible signal they're sending out into the world. We're going to break down exactly what that signal is and how it really works.
So here's how we're going to break this down. We're going to start by defining the signal itself. Then we'll look for the pattern in elite performers. After that, we'll see how it all plays out in the game of real-world competition. We'll understand the cost of ignoring it and find the edge it gives to winners, before we finish up with some sharp questions to turn this whole lens on yourself.
Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1, the signal. This is the core idea, and it's a counterintuitive truth that kind of flips our whole conventional understanding of success right on its head. Most of us are taught this pretty simple formula. You put in the effort, that leads to success, and then finally, you get to feel confidence. But what we see with elite performers is that they completely reverse that equation. They start with the expectation of success. That expectation dictates their behavior, and that behavior directly creates their reality.
And this is the fundamental principle. Your internal expectation isn't just a thought, it's a broadcast. Reality actually responds to that signal before it ever responds to your raw effort.
So if this signal is actually real, where do we see it? Well, that brings us right to section 2, the pattern. This is how that internal belief becomes something you can actually see, an observable action. And once you know what to look for, you see this pattern everywhere in high-stakes environments. An athlete who believes they're recovering faster actually does. A military leader's internal calm becomes the unit's external calm. A startup founder's unwavering conviction, that's what investors are really buying. And a top surgeon's steady hand isn't just a result of skill, it's a projection of control that influences the entire operating.
The mechanism here is crystal clear. Your internal state of expectation, it's not private. It leaks out through your posture, your tone of voice, your split-second decisions. It's a broadcast that changes how you act, and most critically, how other people react to you.
Okay, so if belief really alters behavior, how does that change the final outcome? That brings us to section 3, the game. This is where we see how this signal plays out in real-world competition, in negotiation, and in leadership. You have to understand, confidence isn't just a personal feeling, it's a social force. In ambiguous, high-stress situations, people are desperately searching for certainty. They will unconsciously anchor themselves to whoever provides it. Your confidence literally becomes their confidence. And this kicks off this incredibly powerful feedback loop. It starts when you project certainty. That act reduces the anxiety and the confusion for everyone around you. And because you provided that clarity, people and resources start to gravitate towards you. All of that support then fuels your initial belief, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where your expectation of success actually generates the success itself. So why does this work so well? Well, it goes back to something primal. Under pressure, our brains don't look for the most accurate spreadsheet. They look for safety, and certainty provides that psychological safety. This is exactly why a leader with a clear, confident plan, even if it's imperfect, will always win followers over a hesitant expert.
So, understanding the upside is one thing, but what's the real price of ignoring this mechanism? This brings us to section 4, the cost.
Think about it this way. Every little hesitation, every uncertain word, all that tentative body language, that's not a private thought. It is a public broadcast of your doubt, and it's an open invitation for everyone around you to doubt you too. But the ultimate price you pay for projecting doubt is just invisibility. Opportunities always go to those who signal that they are ready. In a crisis, people follow those who project calm. A signal of uncertainty makes you overlooked, it makes you replaceable, and it makes you fragile when the pressure is on.
All right, so how do the winners use this knowledge to their advantage? This brings us to section 5, the edge.
This right here is the core strategic shift. The average performer wakes up and asks, "How do I feel today?" They wait for confidence to just show up. But the elite performer asks a totally different question. What must I project right now? They don't wait for confidence. They deploy it as a tool.
They use this tool to actively manage all the critical variables in any high-stakes environment. They project calm to manage pressure, they project conviction to manage fear, and they project certainty to manage risk and to build momentum. This isn't about a feeling, it's a conscious strategy.
Okay, to wrap this up, let's turn this entire analysis inward. To make this really practical, we're going to end with section 6, the questions. Just 3 prompts to get you to examine your own internal signals.
So, first, what are your foundational assumptions about yourself? Seriously, when you walk into a room, do you assume you belong there? Do you assume you have value to add? That core assumption, that's the baseline signal you are constantly broadcasting, whether you know it or not.
Second question, who is borrowing your confidence? Is it your team, your clients, your family? If the answer is no one, it might mean you aren't projecting enough certainty for them to even anchor to in the first place. And finally, where are you hesitating? In which specific conversations, which decisions are you broadcasting doubt? Every single one of those hesitations is a moment where you leak momentum and you give up ground to those who project certainty. That is the signal you need to analyze.